It does go forward with the rear end off the ground. It's just when I put it back on the ground, we're going nowhere. Hold on tight, because today we're going to attempt to put the cab on the frame of the truck today on the Cummins build I'm so excited about. We're going to go ahead and put everything together, sort of mock everything up so I can actually drive the thing. But this video is going to be extremely jam-packed because we are headed to HSP Diesel. I'm actually going to go down there. Good friend Mike, he's actually the sales guy at HSP. He called me and said, hey, some of your parts are going through powder coating if you want to come on down. So make sure you guys watch till the end of the video, because this will be a pretty big deal if I can get this thing fired up today with the cab, steering, brakes, you know, man, it's going to be a dream come true. I cannot wait for this Cummins to get done. I'm sure a lot of you guys can't either. So before I put all this back together, one other thing, I see them all the time on other builds and I want to know more about them. I ordered this kit right here. Let's go ahead and open it up. But this is called a fluid damper, and the part number for this is 960301. Let me give you guys a quick rundown on why this is so beneficial. First of all, it's going to prolong the life of the main bearings and all the other internal parts that we installed on this Cummins. The most important thing on why I picked this is because it's a viscous damper. It will give you the most dyno proven gain, and from my understanding, it goes up to about 5.4 horsepower gain and about 3.1 foot-pounds of torque. And it also removes a lot of the chatter from your diesel by reducing harmful torsion and vibration. Biggest reasons why I'm doing this: it reduces harmful engine vibration. It never needs to be rebuilt or tuned. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about is the rubber that's inside of here. Over time, this thing will actually start to decay and crack and fall off. And right here, obviously, you don't need it. This unit right here is actually balanced with silicone. Unless you drop this thing or get into a vehicle accident or something just catastrophically happens, you'll never have a problem with this. This unit will move in and out of phase to tune out the harmful vibrations, but all of the vibrations that are going on inside of your engine will work its way all the way forward. This unit will dissipate the heat through the front. To sum this up, it's going to give me more horsepower, it's going to give me a little more torque, and it's going to keep my crank happy, it's going to keep my engine happy, it's going to dissipate the heat. It's just an overall better situation for what I'm trying to do with this truck, because we are putting 2 turbos on this thing. The turbo that you see on here is actually the S369 from Ryan's Diesel Service. Be patient with me, guys, because right now we just need to get this thing mocked up and running. This is a really easy thing to install. Let me show you. First of all, you want to go ahead and block the flywheel with a specific tool. You see it here on the screen. You definitely don't want to torque anything the wrong way. With the kit, it does come with the ARP bolts. This isn't actually from this company right here, but it does come included with the kit if you order the upgraded kit. These are actually longer than the stock bolts themselves. Make sure that the mating surface is extremely clean. Luckily, this has all been rebuilt and cleaned up. ARP recommends that these bolts are torqued at 92 foot-pounds. And then, of course, you want to use the actual ARP lube itself when you put these on here. But here's a quick rundown on how to install this. Very simple. Just go ahead and install the washer that comes with the kit. It's really heavy, so be careful. If you drop this unit, you will actually lose your warranty on it. So be careful. Go ahead and install your spacer and extended ARP bolts, because these are longer. Go ahead and run these down, and you want to go ahead and torque these down to 92 foot-pounds, and then of course after the vehicle's been running for a while, go ahead and retorque them again just to make sure everything's good. But I'm just going to run them down lightly. Make sure you guys use the correct tool to block the flywheel as well as the harmonic bouncer from spinning when you actually torque this down. So that's basically it for that. Let's go ahead and keep moving. All right, guys, we're here on scene, on location in Memphis, Michigan. To be exact, HSP Diesel. And I have my buddy Mike here. We've been talking quite a bit on the phone. We're collaborating on the Shorty build that you guys saw on the channel, as well as the LMM. Everybody loves that truck, by the way. We went ahead and placed our order with the guys at HSP Diesel, and we're kind of sort of there. We're getting close to getting everything done. This stuff is made in-house in the United States of America. And by the way, use my coupon code TRUCKMASTER. It's going to save you guys 100%, 120%?
Roughly.
Okay, so you'll get paid by HSP if you order. I'm just playing. So this is Josh. He's got the best name in the world.
These are some of the parts that just got coated. They're hanging there, getting ready to be prepped in our prep area. Once they're done getting prepped, they come out here on our carts, sitting there all prepped, ready to go, and then we come right around here to our wrap station. Everything gets wrapped up in foam. Really nice, so that way it'll ship well. It keeps everything from clinking together in the packages and stuff, because obviously if people are paying to have their stuff powder coated, they want their stuff to show up with quality, and that's what we look for here at HSP. So After we get everything wrapped up, it'll go into our boxes right on this conveyor belt here. Packing machine spits out a bag filled with foam, and it actually expands around the parts in the box, so it'll keep everything from clinking together, like I said, and everything gets there the way you want it to.
Well, I'm gonna show you guys the full unboxing here in the near future once we actually start these builds, but we have some of the parts already done. I know that we have odds and ends kind of going through powder coating, cabinet blasting, and all kinds of other extra stuff. So I have two major themes with both builds that we're talking about, the shorty build as well as the LMM. So I'm not gonna spill the beans just yet, but I think you're smart enough to kind of gather what I'm trying to do here, what my vision is for both trucks. So look at these parts, they're pretty sweet.
Like he said before, we have a lot of the stuff for his kit spread out right now, but everything's coming through powder. Some stuff's already wrapped up. These are the traction bars for his kit, and you can see he went with the white logos there, and that's a really cool accent. And everything coming together, it should look really cool. Right now, he's getting ready to spray your stuff, and we're basically hanging it up and making sure that all the little particles and anything that's going to cause imperfection to the powder is sprayed off, and everything's nice and clean, getting ready to get coated. Basically what we got going on here is our main man Nolan, he's our powder coater. He's going ahead and plugging all the holes that are thread holes and stuff like that, so that way you're not dealing with any issues getting any of your hardware to go on the right way and nice and smooth, because we like everything to try to fit as best we can, the closest to factory. Like the insides of stuff and like flanges that need to stay clean and stuff like that, they're all taped off and everything, so it's just hanging here ready to get coated.
All right, boys, it's game time.
So right now the parts are sprayed and the powder looks good, so we're going to go ahead and put them in the oven, and that's where all the powder gets baked and it gels up, and then that's when you get your finished awesome looking product.
Woo! Dude, it's like a death cave in there.
Yeah, the oven runs right around, we go for anywhere close to, the bake time's normally about 350 degrees. We got it set at 400. It just depends on what powder you use as far as the bake time and cure time and stuff like that.
So what do you guys do on your lunch break? Do you guys ever throw any pizzas in there?
Every now and then. We actually have made a batch of cookies in there before, and then it works pretty good if you want to heat up a can of ravioli or something like that.
Here we have an LMM, which I think is actually a little bit easier to get back there. I usually use like a shallow 10 millimeter wrench in order to get back there instead of actually having to pull the turbo. But what I'm trying to say is the way it sits and the way it plants right into the valley, it just fits so much easier, man, than the other products that I've used. So a lot better. And of course, this is a 2-piece YBridge. It's held on by 2 nuts, actually, right there, as you can see. I believe that's a 10 millimeter 12-point socket that you're going to get there. And I know we talked a lot about the 2-piece YBridges and then the 1-piece YBridges. The reason why I like this setup better is because, well, first of all, it's not going to fail on you. But second, right here, is the fact that when you go to install this thing, and it's all about install, is the fact that this inlet, this up inlet right here, will actually come apart. So you're able to get to these bolts a lot easier versus a 1-piece YBridge where it's just a 1-piece. It's nearly impossible to actually get to these bolts. It's really, really difficult. I did a YouTube video on that.
So definitely some killer manifolds we got here. They're constructed of billet steel. It goes through quite the process. There's a machining process to start to kind of get the rough, figure here. Then they go over to welding, and then they go back to machining for the finished cuts, which is basically everything that you see here. After machining, they make their way over to the powder coating booth to get ceramic coated. And they're rowdy. Here is a cut open view of what's happening inside. Very much free-flowing manifolds, especially in comparison. We decided to cut open a set of stock manifold here. You really see the restriction here versus the smooth and nice open transitions on ours. These dowels are actually part of the assembly process. These are the build your own manifolds. Just kidding, these are just for display purposes to show you guys the inside of them.
So they're a little cheaper, right?
A little cheaper. A little Gorilla Glue will keep them together for you.
Like Mike said here, he was talking about the restriction, guys. As you can see right here, it's a lot smaller. And it's a really big deal. Like we talked about exhaust gas temperatures. EGTs are a must for all those diesel guys out there. We know that, you know, the better flow, the lower the EGTs are, especially when you're pulling a trailer. It's so important. And this isn't for like race application. It could be, but for us everyday guys just driving our trucks daily, this is really going to benefit our engine a lot better than versus, of course, the stock manifolds. And this is what I mean, guys, with the pinch, how it's really low lining right there. Now, if we were to put this together, there's nothing. It's just a straight direct shot. It's perfect, guys. This right here, you will tell a difference. I guarantee it. So definitely worth the money. And this is exactly why I ordered the manifolds for my Duramaxes. Am I correct, Mike? Can you use the stock up pipes for this manifold?
That is correct. Yep, these are stock. These are our up pipes, but they are in the factory location. So much like your factory up pipes, they're going to bolt right up to our manifolds for you.
So you guys use the PPE gaskets,
Yes,
which are awesome. I love PPE. Good stuff. Good quality stuff. You guys actually sell AirDog too, don't you?
We do.
Very cool.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, and when you guys are probably going to say coupon codes, it's only good for the HSP products, not for PPE, AirDog, or anything else on their website, just for the stuff that they have in-house. But I see the fasteners here. Of course, with the kit, it's going to come with the PPE gaskets.
With the kit, you're going to get, obviously, both manifolds, the mounting gaskets. We do include the mounting hardware from the manifold to the cylinder head. And we also include the mounting hardware for the up pipes on both sides, at both locations. So not only at the manifold, but also at the pedestal, you're going to get some new fasteners for it.
Does my coupon code work for the apparel
It does.
on your
It
website?
does. Everything HSP built.
Very cool. These are some pretty sweet decals right here. What I'll do, the next 20 orders that I receive on my website, I'll actually throw these right in the order. I left that link in the description, so definitely go down there, pick up a t-shirt, just something, key tag, whatever, and I'll go ahead and just throw those in there for you guys.
This is our Illusion Blueberry, Polar White, and Flag Red. And then one thing a lot of people don't know is the backer plate here, we rivet onto the heat shield box lid. And if you guys have a custom request, obviously we went with the red, white, and blue theme. But if there's something special you guys wanted as far as a backer plate, give the truck some contrast under the hood, you know, simply give us a call or put that request in the order and we'll make it happen.
All right, guys, it is done. The last piece of the puzzle has been pulled out of the oven. And I think we're ready for pizza, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, nice. Let's go ahead and explain what we got here.
All right, guys, so his parts are done. They're hanging here. They just came out of the oven. They're a little hot right now, so I can't touch them too much, but we got his valve cover sitting here. We got his thermostat housing there. We got his air box there, his lid, coolant tube, his hot side tube. Everything's coming together really good. He went with the, I think he went with the white logos on that lid and coolant tube, so that's gonna be really awesome. It'll accent everything really well.
Cool. And this is going to be a nice touch to the garage. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. Looking good, guys. We have it hung up. Let's go ahead and get to the Cummins. Got a little ahead of myself, but it's like 3, 4 in the morning. I don't even know. The biggest thing that really hung me up was all the wiring. All of this stuff right here. It's just taking me forever to figure out where all this goes. And it's funny because if it was a Chevy, I would have already had this done by now. Anyway, again, it's just a mock-up. You know, it's. I know some of these parts are kind of old. You know, I'm gonna make everything clean and new looking. But for now, right now I just have the battery right on my little table here, and I'm trying to figure out what wires go where. But I was able to run this wire to number 15, which actually works. So we're gonna go ahead and start it. I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to put it in gear. Hopefully everything works out. Again, wheels are off the ground. Hate doing this stuff in my garage, but hopefully nothing catches on fire and hopefully the back wheels spin. That'd be pretty cool. I have everything ran, linkage, brake. I already bled the brakes. I did power steering fluid. Did it all, guys. So let's see what happens. it is extremely touchy, but we'll fix that later. I don't really care about that right now. But let's go ahead and put it in gear and see what happens. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and raise the back end a little higher. Okay guys, it's the next morning. One thing I'd like to mention to my brother-in-law, I'm gonna go ahead and drop this in the video. He always talks about, oh, Cummins, all this room for activities. Look at all this room right here. Yeah, you're right, it's an inline six. You got a lot more room right here for activities, but this is all just wiring for the headlights and everything. I just plop it on top of the engine. But guys, if you have a second gen, let me know in the comments. This side right here is a crowded mess. I'm gonna clean it up here, but I need to look at some pictures from some other second gens and get some ideas on how to make this side right here look good, because it doesn't look good at all. Now we just need a seat. Perfect. Started from a destroyed mess, by the way, to where it's at now. But essentially everything was installed by me, with the exception of some of my buddies. They're able to set the timing and all that other good stuff, but for the most part, I assembled this entire truck. Hopefully we don't die. The wheels are on the ground, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in reverse. It's not gonna move very fast because the intercooler isn't on it. And of course, the radiator isn't on there, so I'm only gonna have this thing running for a few seconds, maybe 20 seconds at the most. But I'm gonna pull it out of the garage. Y'all pray for me. I'm gonna go ahead and start this thing now and pull it out of the garage for the first time. Huge deal.
Nice chair.
All right, let's do this. Woo! Ricky Bobby, no turning back now. Touchy.
It's loud. Blowing some smoke.
I love it, I love it. Man, this is awesome.
Got it
Sense
moving.
of accomplishment, yeah, but it hasn't caught on fire yet. But it's taking shape. I think we're gonna keep the pink chair, I'm not sure. You guys let me know in the comments. So all this right here, I know it looks kind of dumpy a little bit. I think it looks kind of cool. But all this will be fabbed up and it's gonna look nice. But for right now, I just wanna go ahead and get her moving and make sure that the thing actually runs. And it does. We do have one huge problem, by the way. Some of you smarter folks, if you know, let me know in the comments, because I'm gonna probably spend 3 or 4 hours looking for the dumb problem. But it goes in reverse just fine. But when I put it in drive, it doesn't really do anything. It may even be like a ground that I missed. I don't know. You guys let me know. I have everything plugged into the transmission. So, yeah, this is fun. As far as I'm gonna go, I'm not gonna, rev the crap out of the truck. There's no radiator on it, so I don't want to overheat anything whatsoever. I don't want to disturb nothing. But what I'll tell you is there's definitely transmission fluid in the trans. I have it rerouted, that way it cycles through, so it's not just open. The transmission isn't hooked up to the cooler yet, but I have it basically routed to itself, so it just flows through the line. So, I mean, it's got fluid in it. I have all the grounds hooked up. I have the TV or the kickdown cable installed as well. Dylan, I was talking to him on the phone. He told me to make sure that thing was hooked up, so I made sure that was hooked up. But I'm a little stumped. I'm not sure if it's the converter. Now I did call Mark at Kodiak Truck and he told me, did you install that red wire that came with the kit? Which is this thing right here. It's weird, it's like a solenoid, it's like a pressure switch or something. It's not a fuse, it's like a little metal piece inside of it, and it's spring actuated, and it looks like whenever the power hits it, it makes contact with the metal on this side. So I contacted the guys at Garin Transmission. They are going to definitely get back with me and let me know what this part goes to. Hopefully it's not internal, which I don't think it is. I don't know, I don't think it would be though. But I'm hoping that this right here will fix the problem. I think this is it though, honestly. But if you guys have a better idea, you let me know. I mean, I just went through all the work of putting the cab back on, getting everything set, the steering shaft, the steering gearbox, all the wiring, which was a complete nightmare. It's all mocked up, but we're not ready to go. I just want to make sure that the truck will actually go forward. But as you saw in that clip, it does go forward with the rear end off the ground. It's just when I put it back on the ground, we're going nowhere. Like I said, guys, let me know in the comments what you think. I'm sure there's some of you guys out there that are a lot smarter than me. Please let me know, because a lot of my buddies that know anything about Dodge, Cummins in general, they're all states away. They're the only ones to help me out here. So throw me a bone. If you know anything, put it in the comments below. But either way, let me know what you think overall of the Cummins build. Also the HSP stuff. It was really cool that they invited me over there. I was super excited about it. Not only that, to be able to see the guys at work, the process actually happening in front of my very eyes as they powder coat the parts, which is really cool. So I want you to stay tuned. We're gonna be doing some pretty cool motor builds on 2 separate Duramaxes that I own. Leave a comment down below as well. Let's go ahead and keep this dialogue going. I wanna learn just as much as you guys do. But hey, that's all the time that we have for today. We'll see you on the next one. Stay tuned. We are running a truck show July 31st, 2021 in North Prairie, Wisconsin. Veterans Park to be exact. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a huge truck show and you are invited, guys. There's gonna be tons of people. Bring your vehicles. I don't care what it looks like. Just bring it on over. It's gonna be a great time.